Well, let's take a look now at the Craftsman starting grid. Corey Heim, you just mentioned him. 5th time he'll lead the field to green this year. And starting just next to him, Jordan Taylor, the road course superstar, making his truck debut. Trevor?
Yeah, and as we look at road 2 here, Jamie, you see a couple regulars. We talked about Lane Riggs and his win at Pocono, but Ty Majeski still winless this year. This season, that is something I did not see coming. We know he has a ton of talent and will be contending today.
Another road course ace on row 3. Britt Cruz is going to be starting on the inside of that row as we look back. Hayden Honeycutt there alongside of him in that 45 truck.
Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup. Kind of a mix from front to back.
Yeah, what about Australia's Cam Waters? He's going to go from the 16th position. Thomas Annunziata, another road course ace, starting inside the top 20.
Look a little farther back here, Ben Rhodes. I know he wasn't very happy with his qualifying run. Neither was Tanner Gray. You know, track position will be important at this narrow road course, so starting further back than they would have wanted to here.
Row 10 got a 16-year-old Ben Mayer making his Truck Series debut.
Jack Wood had some issues in qualifying, didn't get to do so, and Wesley Slimp, he had issues in practice yesterday, caught his truck on fire. That's a backup that he'll be rolling off the 17th row in.
See Frankie Muniz there in row 15. He'll have an onboard today with a foot cam, which is something that's always fun to watch these road courses. See how, as you mentioned, they're sliding around. They have to manage it, but not just the steering wheel, but those 2 feet.
That's our starting lineup. Let's now check in with our on-track analyst, Mr. Todd Bodine, who was on the track just moments ago. Here we come, they're off. Corey Heim leads them. Green flag is in the air. We're making history in racing at Lime Rock Park. Great start for Corey Heim as they're side by side. Every single row behind him, touching, beating and banging.
We're going to see that all day long, Jamie. Look how those 2 trucks side by side fill up the whole racetrack. Great action, great shots.
Look at Daniel Hemrick taking a peek right now. Hasn't had the best speed. Hasn't had the best truck since we've been here, but he's trying to make the most of it early here.
As you see these drivers go down the front stretch, this is the first time they've been around other vehicles. In practice, you can see everything. Now you have 20 other trucks obstructing your view. Where's my braking zone at? How do I figure out this corner that I've only got 20 laps on for my whole career? And now, Ty Majeski has to give up that spot there for the most part. This big bend is a long sweeping corner, and even if you don't want to give up the spot, they're going to push you wide. Now with Raja Caruto, he can contend here through turn 3. Raja's set up for the right-hander though. Is he going to be able to keep enough distance there to fight for that spot?
He is doing just that, battling for that position.
The only left-hander on the course. Look at that, a little contact. Raja Caruth on the hunt. The 98 of Ty Majeski, our defending series champion, hanging on. This is a battle for 6th. Well, so many sights and sounds, so much challenges for the drivers. Let's hop on board with Lane Riggs for a lap here.
Yeah, I love this. You're going to hear a lot of throttle modulation down into turn 1, a couple downshifts. Slides up from this curb.
That's Big Bend as he works his way off turn 2. Trevor, is the next corner Parliament or not?
No, I don't think it's Parliament. No, it's just the left-hander, Michael. So you want to set up this exit, though. You got to be tight to the left to be straight driving at the right-hander. All those first 3-4 corners connect, and then this is onto the straight. They call it Paul Newman straight, but not very straight going through there. Still winding through to turn 5.
And then when you get to turn 5, the uphiller, this thing's got a lot going on. Look at that exit. Oh, you just hop off that corner.
See what Corey Heim has done this season. 914 laps and counting. It's incredible what he's done. He's led every lap so far today, all 25 of them. Working lap 26 here. The end of stage 1 is at lap 35.
And think about the types of racetracks we've been on so far this season. We've seen super speedways, we've seen short tracks, we've seen racetrack revivals like Rockingham and North Wilkesboro. Intermediates, road courses. He's been able to lead on every single one of those in multiple laps. That's not off a pit strategy. It's not off of staying out under caution. Like, he's legitimately that fast on every type of racetrack. Big deal for Jack Wood here, not wanting to go a lap down before the end of this stage, doing everything he can to keep Corey Heim behind, but he's going to go right by into turn 1 there.
Corey Heim, our leader, final lap of this stage.
Jack didn't get to qualify, so he started out back and has made a little bit of progress, but you can see he just got eaten up there by Corey Heim. Now he just hopes Corey doesn't go past someone else so he can get the free pass.
Yeah, and obviously all these slap trucks in front or slower trucks are trying to stay on the lead lap, but as soon as you cross that start-finish line, your mind instantly goes to, how can I take advantage of this next restart that'll come up after our break? All the lap times are within a half a second of each other after about 20 laps with these tires.
And there it is, the green and white checkered flag in the air for Corey Heim, who picks up his 13th stage win of 2025, coming in hot.
Still just sliding that truck off that downhill turn and takes the green and white checkered.
Getting ready for our first restart of the day. Corey Heim on the inside in the 11 truck. Lane Riggs on the outside in the 34. Nose to nose, a little bit closer than the initial start.
Better launch for Lane Riggs there on the outside. Obviously going to try to dive down in, but Corey's got the advantage on the inside.
Through Big Bend.
A lot of tire smoke a little further back in the field. Oh, we got one off track as well. Corey's able to squeeze by Lane Riggs off of turn 2.
Everybody keeps it straight.
Oh, big chunk of dirt coming up there. That was Jake Garcia, I think, that hit that. Ty Majeski had a really solid qualifying effort. We saw him fall back early in the race, but now he's up to 7th position, moved a couple heads forward, a couple of spots forward from where he fell to. Looks like that 98 truck's coming alive now.
And talking about Connor Mozak, the job he's been doing, he's up to 4th, Todd.
Yeah, Jamie's kind of doing a great job. You know, he's one of our regulars who actually has a lot of road course experience. We've talked about that. And I just spoke with his crew chief, Blaine Blakebridge, and Blake said that he gives the short run on the speed isn't really good. They said they're getting outrun on the restart, but the long run speed is there. And he gave 100% of the credit to Connor.
Working lap 55 here of 100 laps.
Fastest truck on the track last lap. Surprise news break. It was Corey Heim. So he's just continuing to lay down lap after lap. He stretched his lead out to about 5 seconds now over Lane Riggs. Lane was able to keep pace with him there for 6-8 laps, but now look at that Safe Flight truck just perfectly onto the front straightaway.
And I love watching this. You know, if we take a lap around with Corey Heim, you're going to see how controlled and how precise he is with every move that he makes with his truck. Never getting offline, never really sliding as you watch it go through 1 and 2. He gets to both of those curves. Now he's going to track out wide off of 2, arc it out for turn 3 a little bit. Watch how tidy he is through here. He gets it right to the curb, stays super low off that corner, and then sets up that winding back into turn 4.
See him hop those curbs. That's a big part of road racing, right?
Yeah,
you got to learn how to manage those. They can help you at times. You can get your truck to turn better if you hang a tire on those.
You're exactly right, Michael. And here at Lime Rock, another unique thing is all those curbs on the inside of the corners, different sizes. We go down to the turn 1 here. You'll see it's not a very big curve on the inside. You can kind of climb it just a little bit, get close to it, and then push up. You can get the one off of turn 2. It's even smaller than that when you see in turn 1.
There's a good shot of squeezing over the curb to help that truck turn, transition from straightaway to corner.
There's our leader, Corey Heim. Just done everything perfect today.
You know, we talk about Heim time, but this time Heim is in a different zip code. I mean, this is crazy, the dominance he's showing.
He won the last 2 road course races. As he comes out of the final corner, he'll see the green and white flag in the air. Unbelievable. 5th time this season Heim has swept both stages. And right there, officially, he picks up his 14th stage win of the year.
And his 5th stage 2 win in a row. I mean, just unprecedented. Never has happened before in the Truck Series. Wonder if the looks like the pace truck is stopping because somebody is leaking some oil onto the racetrack, and need to figure out how that's happening. And that's what I think this is about. Not only to clean it up, but find out where it's coming from.
And they barely caught that at the last second. We were about to go green right into the front stretch, and
that would have been wild, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Be 24 laps to go. The 3rd and final stage of this race. Back in the air, nose to nose. down
Side
the
by
straight.
side. Look at Riggs trying to side draft that 11 truck. Really crowding him down that front straightaway.
Fanning out, little contact behind him.
Crafton out wide. He's going to end up in the dirt here.
Straight through the grass. Do we stay green here? He's able to keep it straight. Corey Heim with the advantage. Back to the lead.
He worked all day long to make his way inside the top 20 and just saw how hard it was to pass. Now Crafton all the way back to last. That's gotta hurt. Big bend, 1 and 2, then we're over to the only left-hander here on the circuit. Corey just precise all day long. Hasn't really put a wheel crooked all day. And everybody else is just on the edge, trying all they can to cut into his margin of dominance.
Connor Mozak just behind the 34. Talked about what a nice job he's done today. Got himself moved up into the 3rd spot, racing from Lime Rock Park. You stepped aside, you didn't miss anything. Dawson Sutton saw he had an issue. But we stay green, 13 laps to go.
Uh-oh.
Another off-road excursion for the 88.
Crafton was on pit road for an unscheduled stop. Corey Heim's able to work his way. And there's Dawson Sutton. We talked about his tire left rear's flat on it. See if we can figure out how that went down. Whoa. Lost his tread. Or
Ooh, another 3 feet, and that would have been a yellow flag. That thing rolled out onto the racetrack. Brett Cruz second. They've got the front row, so be a good battle.
uh-oh.
Oh,
Matt Mills
you
off
just said
track
it.
once again.
Why'd you have to bring Corey Heim into this, Michael?
Well, it's happened repeatedly this year. Late race drama. I don't think Mills is going to get going.
I don't either. He's stuck there. You see the rear end trying to get some traction.
He's on the lead lap until this off-road excursion.
Mills was 24th at the time that he went off-road, and the caution is out. This is the first caution we've had for incident. So now what?
See if we can see what happens. Oh, wow, straight off the road. Think that's a brake issue, Trevor?
Brake or the lack of braking at the right time. I'm not sure, Michael, if
Another guy that's been on a bit of the struggle bus today, lap down. Now he's, I don't know if he's out of power.
There's the 62 with Slimp having to get a little help.
Here we go again.
And we're gonna see more of it now. Corey Heim on the inside where he has restarted all day long. Leans on Lane Riggs on the outside. They're fanning out behind him.
Oh, in the dirt.
Sam Posey straight all the way down into Big Bend, turn 1.
Give the advantage to Lane.
They
Lane
lock him
locked
up
up.
all over the
Oh,
place.
he locked it up, and around goes
Jordan
the 7.
Taylor in the grass. It
Raja
looks like
Carew.
Raja. Chaos. That's the most we've seen on a restart today. But look, Corey Heim runs away.
see Andres Perez coming back on track. Jordan Taylor blending back in. It looks like everyone
I haven't seen,
got back going except for Raja
I
Carew.
haven't
Have you
seen
seen him
Raja
yet?
yet. Well, Tomajeski, he's second. What a crazy restart.
Check this out here. You see the 34 of Lane Riggs gets in deep, and everyone kind of follows him down in there as he locks up as they check up. Just everybody getting into everybody there.
Final lap for Corey Heim.
I'd like to say, you know, maybe his backs are down just a little bit on this last lap, final lap, but the last lap he was 2/10 faster than the field. So no backing it down at this point for that 11 truck, just executing perfectly.
Corey Heim, the 22-year-old from Marietta, Georgia. Doing unbelievable things, rewriting the record books and laps led, stage wins, domination. We talk about him all the time. He is going to be a Sunday racer next weekend. He will be.
And I believe already, Jamie, he is a Sunday guy that's racing on Fridays and Saturdays.
Absolutely, he is. And there it is, down the Sam Posey straight. Checkered flag is in the air for the 16th time in his career. He does it. Corey Heim wins the first race at Lime Rock Park.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.